Hey guys, this is Bruce with Brew Noah LLC back here again for another one here. Thank you guys so much for all the support and love. I start with gratitude every time. All glory to God, to the angels. All glory to you guys. Thank you guys for all the love and the support that we get from my Instagram, from our TikTok, from every platform that we have, our website. We appreciate all the bookings that we have, guys, and all the book support that we get as well from our books. So thank you guys for that. We love all of you. But let's jump right in. So as you can see by the title, this is the only and last manifestation video you should ever watch. Okay, I'm going to teach you, there's only two methods you need to do when it comes to manifestations. And I'm telling you, manifestation is extremely simple, and I feel like there's millions of different contents out there that have kind of thrown a lot of things into the mix that can kind of, to me, make it a little overly complicated. But there's only two things you have to do when it comes to manifestations, and they work. I can assure you that you'll be a-okay, and you can just try it. Not only that, but manifestations are instant as well. So if you're hearing let me go over a couple things of what people, in my opinion, some things that are being thrown out that are true but that are not true, and I'm gonna tell you why. Understand something. One of the things that's thrown out is that you have to be in a certain frequency to manifest, and that you have to have a certain vibrational frequency. You have to have a certain thing to manifest. Understand that you are always manifesting. You are manifesting 24/7. You are manifesting with your thoughts and your words and what you feel with your heart. 24/7. It's always on. The reality that you experience and that you see around you is a direct reflection of what you are manifesting. So you are automatically manifesting. So if you're new to manifestations in terms of being aware of manifesting, or if you've been manifesting for a while, you don't have to get into a certain energy to do that. It just is. Okay. So manifestation is a tool from the gods that we all have from within to control our reality. And this is something society has kind of hid from us, and it's taught people the complete opposite, that you have to go out and get these things, when the truth of the matter is you can bring all these things to you simply by just asking. Okay. So the other thing that I want to talk about is that it's extremely important to understand that when people say in terms of manifestations, there's a thing where they say, well, it takes time to manifest. Understand something, okay? There's power in our words, right? And think of your reality as a customizable game that never says no. Okay? So when you say things like your manifestations take time, then you're correct. Anything you say, anything you believe is true. Okay? But if you also say my manifestations are instant, then guess what? That's also true. It's the same as what I teach people through my classes and everything about, if you think you can, you can. If you can't, that's also true. Both are true. Our reality and the way that we work, okay, spiritually, we're all spiritual beings, whether you consider yourself to be a spiritual person or not, is that we are always manifesting through our words. And basically, God has gifted us with a completely customizable reality. It never says no. Literally. So understand something. What powers it is your words. Your words are spells, is what I like to call them. So the body doesn't know when you're joking or not, and God can tell, but the body can't tell when you say something whether you mean it or not. So it's extremely important that even when I record videos, I'm very careful about my wording and try to do my best to stay away from any type of negative words about myself or others. I always try to keep it positive, because understand something. Everything you speak is literally applied to you and your reality. Everything. And I mean everything. So you have to be extremely careful about your words. So understand this. There's power in that, but you also have to practice silence as well. Not everything deserves your reaction. So sometimes you just got to be quiet, because if you can't say anything nice, honestly, just be quiet. Because anything you say, and even some of the things that you think, if you are putting that into your heart, you have to be extremely careful on, because it also affects you 100% of the time. So always speak positively and loving of everyone and everything if you want to have a good life, because you are manifesting everything with your thoughts, your hearts, and your words. So it's extremely important. So again, back to the earlier point. If you say my manifestations are this or that, that is also true. All are true. It's all in what you believe. But understand something. You want your manifestations to be instant. So always be in the belief and thought process that your manifestations are instant. Let's start there, because that is a big myth of manifestations, that they take time. If you say they do, they do. But understand something, they don't. It's instant. God doesn't have to wait for anything. God is perfect timing. There is no wait for anything. It's just everything happens how it's supposed to. There are no coincidences in life, and there's nothing random in life. Everything just is and happened as it should. That is the reality of the universe that we live in. And we were not taught any of these things in school. So it takes some getting used to kind of rewire your brain, your thoughts, and your words of being careful of what to say. Because again, you can hurt yourself with anything, and understand your words can do anything. You can heal yourself with your words just by saying, I am perfectly fit, I'm perfectly healthy, I have no diseases, I heal of everything. And guess what? That's true. But understand something. If you are casually speaking out that I am XYZ, I'm this, I'm that, and guess what? That's also true. The body can't tell the difference. So be very mindful of how you speak about yourself and how you speak to others, and also how you think about yourself and what you think of others. It's extremely important. But let's get to the video now that we cleared that up, okay? 2 things that you have to do, okay? You have to have no fear, okay? Put that somewhere over here. And then you also have to accept, okay? So I'm gonna go over both. When it comes to having no fear, okay? Think of fear as a self-defense tool, because everything you speak, you manifest. So think of fear as God's way of like a security blanket to kind of protect yourself, so that as you say something that you may not actually mean or feel, fear is kind of that wall of defense that blocks it. It tells the body like, no. Yes, this person spoke this, but we don't want that to happen. So think of it as kind of like security, or a wall that basically blocks what happens. So understand something. There's a reason why I say this. If you're having a hard time manifesting, let's talk about money, because that is the biggest one. All my clients, millions of my clients, money, right? What I tell people first, before you can overcome money in terms of manifesting money, you got to first get over the fear of money. And people say, oh, I love money. I love this, I love that. And then guess what? I'll say, what about your bills? And then you can see the shift in their face, right? When they factor in bills, or their current situation with their bank account, or how much money they currently have, how much money they have saved up. There's a gut-wrenching feeling of fear and doubt that comes into their mind, where they're like, oh, they're in trouble, right? So you have to first overcome the fear of whatever it is you're trying to manifest. And there's ways to overcome the fear, right? There's 2 ways. Either have a happy, joyful feeling of what you're asking for and be truthful to your heart about it, or, my favorite, just have an indifference about it. If you have an indifference about it, or you're happy about it, it will happen. So basically, it tells the body whatever you're speaking, especially when it comes to money, that, oh, the body's reacting fine, we're good, this is safe to come in, here's your instant manifestation of money. Here you go, you have it, it's yours. But if there is a fear there, then the body rejects it, because again, it's a good way of accidentally not hurting yourself. Because understand, everything you speak is manifestations, but your body also acts as a confirmation tool of whether this is good or bad for it, and it can't tell the difference. So if you are afraid of money or certain situations, it doesn't understand the difference, even though money obviously is not going to harm you physically, right? But if you grew up poor and you've never had money and you have struggled your entire life, then that's just a different feeling, right? Because if you grow up without it, you're just like, oh my goodness, when money comes up, you don't feel like you're worthy enough of it. But I'm here to tell you, you got to overcome that, because you are. Money's just paper. Money is just energy. It's not even real. So when you look at money from an indifferent standpoint, which is what I like to teach people, not even for the love of money, but from an indifferent standpoint of just not caring, it happens. It's one of the main reasons why people say, well, with my manifestations, when I just gave up and stopped trying, it happened. Well, it was because you told your body to stop worrying about it. Do you see the connection? The moment you give up and just say, it's just an indifference, I just don't care whether it happens or not, guess what? It happens. But the one thing that stops it is the fear. So you have to have no fear with all of your manifestations, no matter what it is. Whether it's, if you want perfect fitness, you can achieve it as long as you are fearless of it. Whether it's money, you can get it as long as you're fearless of it or have an indifference about it. If it's about love, as long as you're fearless of it or have an indifference. That's why some of you naturally, you find the love of your life or you find relationships when you stop trying. Do you see the connection? The moment you stop trying to find love, and the moment you just like, screw it, I'm just gonna chill. And then you go out to the gas station, you meet the love of your life instantly. Because your body has finally said, instead of us trying to have this fearful feeling of it, we're just going to allow it in. The body has built in security systems to protect you from your own manifestations. It's beautiful, right? Because again, you don't want to accidentally make a joke about I don't even want to say it, but that I am DEAD or whatever it is, right? Which is a laughing thing to say, but at the same time, you're manifesting that. But the body knows that you may be fearful of death, so it doesn't happen. Again, there's your self-defense mode in terms of your fears. So again, whatever your manifestations are, you just have to be either fearless or have an indifference about it. Then the last step to your manifestation, the only thing you have to do, right, and you're going to be kicking yourself, accept it. You just got to accept it. Let me give you an example of that. What I mean by that is, when it comes to your manifestations, that people think, oh, you got to visualize it, and you got to do this, you got to do that for 30 minutes, and you got to be all deep in your thoughts and all stuff. No. Listen, you can visualize all you want, but understand God works in ways that we can't even comprehend. Your manifestations, your blessings are going to come in ways that are so unexpected that, yes, sometimes they may line up with your visualization, but 98% of the time they're going to come completely random in a good way that you don't even expect, right? So you can visualize, and I picture that as telling God kind of the ideal situation, what you would like, but that's just, to me, humans, again, always trying to maintain control. You know, you have to kind of understand something as humans. We love control, but understand something. When it comes to gods and angels and blessings and life in general and the way this world works spiritually, you have no control. You just have to submit and just let God handle everything for you, okay? So your visualization, to me, doesn't matter. Like, I manifest things all the time without having to do any of that. And a lot of people I have taught that in terms of like, you know, don't worry about your visualization and just accept it. Be fearless and accept it. And guess what? We get millions of success stories of people who are like, oh my God, thank you so much for teaching me this. And I'm telling you guys, it works. So again, how do we accept it? Okay? So, very simple. It's so easy. You're going to be kicking yourself by the end of this video. So let's go over money. So you be fearless of money, right? You have an indifference of money. So you can say, I absolutely love money, right? And then you say something like, I am a multimillionaire. The way you accept, okay? So now I spoke it, I manifested, and I showed no fear, right? Or I just don't care. And keep in mind, you have to actually truly feel either the love or the indifference. I think it's easier to teach indifference than it is to teach love, in my opinion. I think love comes naturally over time, but indifference, you can be taught not to care instantly, in my opinion. And that's what we specialize in. But either way, so now it comes time to accept it. So by accepting it, all you have to do is do this. Wow, I can't believe I have all this money. I can't believe I'm a multimillionaire. This is so much money. Oh my goodness, I am so overwhelmed by what am I going to do with all this money? Wow. And then that's it. That's it. When you manifest, okay, you're entering a whole nother dimension. So as you know, we exist in this reality, but we also exist in other realities. When it comes to the quantum plane, right, which that's just a human term that we put for it, I still believe it's beyond our human comprehension. But either way, there is no time frame. It is instant. So what the manifestation is waiting on, so the reason why some of you are struggling is that you've spoke your manifestation or you have visualized your manifestation, right? And even if you have removed the fear and you feel indifference about it, you now have to accept it, right? So it's like think of it again as this customizable world, this customizable game where you have endless possibilities and you just have to pick and choose what you want. So you have to accept it because, again, to me, that's another security blanket just to kind of make sure. It's like, oh, you're doing it, you're fearless, are you sure? And to me, the confirmation is the acceptance. And a lot of people miss that step. And it sounds corny and it sounds kind of easy, and maybe you feel a little less than favorable to doing it your first time because you're like, oh my God, this is crazy. There's no way this works. But understand something. It does. And you will see. You can try it by the end of this video. Speak to yourself and speak it out loud. Try it at the end of this video. Try it with money. We can start with money. Or try it with fitness. Try it with love. Try it with anything you're trying to manifest. Go along the lines of, I am a multi-millionaire. Oh my goodness. I can't believe how easy it was for me to become a I can't believe I'm a multi-millionaire. There's so much money flowing around. Oh my God. Where did this money come from? I don't even know. And that's it. That's it. And then now, instantly, your reality will shift. And you will see. And because God works in ways that are just beyond our comprehension, and because He is limitless in power, and He always has perfect timing, those opportunities, those doors, that money, that wealth will happen for you. It just will. Because you are in complete control of your own game. So when you speak it, it is done. But understand that your body has different security systems. All right? Again, just to recap, be fearless or indifferent. Either or. I prefer indifference, right? Because people can act like, oh, I have no fear. I have no fear. But the reality of it is their heart is saying a different thing, right? But indifference in terms of just don't care. What do you have to lose, right? So if you just don't care, that removes the security blanket. So boom, now you've allowed that manifestation to happen, right? And then now God's basically, think of Him saying, do you want to confirm? Because everything you speak is real. It's 100% real, right? So when you confirm it by saying, I can't believe this has happened. Wow, this has happened. Wow, all this money, all this abundancy, all this amazing, loving, powerful energy where is all this coming from? Done. Congratulations. You have now manifested. And now your life gets so easy. But understand something. Be extremely careful because it works in all directions. People think that you can only manifest good things. You can manifest bad as well. It's the main reason why a good bit of individuals feel stuck, like they feel like they're in this timeless loop, because the things you speak and the things you're saying and the things you're accepting are also true. God doesn't say no. He says yes to everything, even if it's something that you unknowingly is harming yourself. Okay? I'm gonna give you an example before I go. This is the biggest example. If you have somebody who is worried about bills, or they're worried about money in general, and they're saying things like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Oh my God, I'm so worried about this. I'm so worried about that. How am I going to, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? Guess what? You've accepted it. You confirmed, because you're speaking in a reality that it's already happened. You're speaking that into reality because it has already happened, which means you never get over that hump. And it shifts. So if you feel stuck, look in the mirror and think to yourself, wow, what this handsome guy is saying, he's dead on. I do all that. I think all that. I say all that. Now change. And understand something. We can help you guys. I have helped millions. My team has helped millions of people turn their lives around with careers. Careers, money, wealth, love, whatever it is that they want. We're easy. I'm easy to teach. One session is private, guys. One session, private session. Majority of my sessions are either 45 minutes to an hour. Some are 30. But join us. Book your session if you want to change your life. And I'm telling you guys, it works. You can verify it. You'll be able to verify it within a day, 2 days, 3 days. You'll be able to verify it, I assure you, as long as you just follow us, listen to us. www.brunoallc.com. Book your spiritual session now, guys. www.brunoallc.com. And also in your free time, read our book, You Matter. It is a great book to learn how to love yourself again, because your manifestations in terms of energy, it's important in terms of just making sure that you keep always a good, positive, loving thought about yourself. And that book is the key. That book is located on Barnes & Nobles, as well as Amazon, guys. And also all bookstores, as well as libraries, college campuses, is everywhere. Buy it. You Matter. Also our spiritual classes. Book it. Again, brunoallc.com. Book your session and let's change your life. It's time for you to be wealthy. It's time for you to get some prosperity. It's time for you to get your body that you want. It's time for you to get love. The only question I have for you is, how much time are you going to waste? Because I'm waiting for you. So book your session. Thank you, guys. God loves you and I love you. Have a good one.